We're in Denmark, about an hour west of Copenhagen. We are heading towards Amsterdam in a few weeks, but we're going to spend the next week here in Denmark, which is cool. The weather is amazing. But we had some really sad news. Dolly Parton has died. And if you don't know, James and I are huge fans of Dolly Parton. We named our van Dolly after her. Our Substack, the people who support us over on Substack are called Dolly Patrons, because she was an icon. Someone who just was pure love and just was such an amazing example of how you can create a legacy if you want and not have children. Because Dolly didn't have any children. Her and her husband Carl, they tried to conceive and it just didn't happen. And she just said she was okay with that. She didn't have a burning desire. She had other things to do. And she decided to mother in a different way. And she said that maybe God didn't give her children so that everyone else's children were hers. And that's how she lived her life. She cared for other people's children. She started her imagination library, which provided a book to a child every month. And there are millions and millions of books sent out to children. She gave $1 million to the Moderna vaccine. She helped people who were affected by the Tennessee wildfires. She gave money to them every month so that they could pay her rent. And there are countless things that she will have done behind the scenes. I mean, just because of who she was, we know the impact that she had on people, not just people she knew, but people who had never met her, was incredible. And people will tell Childfree people, what's your legacy going to be if you don't have kids? Who's going to remember you if you don't have kids? And Dolly didn't have kids. She decided to mother in a different way. And she has an incredible legacy. And I don't really believe that we need to have a legacy. I think it's absolutely valid for us to exist as humans and care for the people around us, the people in our lives, whether that's our friends, our families, our community. And if we can impact them positively, if you can put a smile on someone's face, that's enough. We don't need to create, these crazy legacies, which is just all ego. And Dolly Parton was never someone who lived by an ego. She lived from her heart and recognized that people needed help and she could help them, whether that's through her music, through her giving back to her community. She could have been a billionaire. If she wanted to, she could have been a billionaire. But she gave her money away. And I just think that's so incredible. I wish we had more people like her in the world. People who earned these vast amounts of wealth and decided that it was better to give back and help the people in the world. And that's what she did. And if you are someone who another person has told you that if you don't have kids, what's your legacy? You can say, does Dolly Parton have a legacy? And I hope people can realize that we each get to decide whether a legacy is something that matters to us, and maybe it doesn't. For me, my legacy is working on We Are Childfree and helping people and women especially to know that they get to decide what their life should look like. They don't need to have children to have value, to have a legacy, to have worth. If they don't have that desire, that's okay. They can still be happy and fulfilled. And Dolly was an amazing example of someone who life had thrown her a curveball, and I'm sure there were other curveballs. She had endometriosis, and that in itself comes with a lot of struggles and challenges and pain. And she made the best of what she was given, and boy, did she impact the world in an incredible way. And if we could all just be a little bit more like Dolly, and not in the grand gestures, but she just loved everyone. She treated everyone with kindness. You know, she talked about not spreading hate, and that's I think what we should all be more like, because the world just has so much division and hate in it. And if we could all just put out a bit more love, how much better would our world be? I don't care what other people do with their lives, as long as they're not hurting other people. You can live your life the way you want. I want you to do that. If that's with kids, wonderful. I hope you have the most incredible life and you love those kids unconditionally, like Dolly would. And if you don't have kids, I want you to know that it's okay as well, that your life is just as valid as parents. All of us are equal on this planet. It's just the people at the top who try to make us think that there is a hierarchy. The people who have the most money, the people who have the whitest skin, the people who are straight, heterosexual, it goes on, the list goes on. And we have to recognize that there is no hierarchy. We are all the same. Underneath it all, we all want the same things: to be happy, to be loved, to find people who get us, to be supported. And if we could do that to the people around us and the world, it would just be such a wonderful place, wouldn't it? And that's what I'm trying to do with We Are Childfree. I am trying to show people that there's a choice, that there is no one path for all of us. If you don't want children, that's valid. You'll be okay. And maybe that path wasn't, maybe you didn't choose that path. Maybe it was chosen for you. And I want those people to know that there is a future for them as well, that they can be happy and they can be fulfilled. And when I get messages from people saying that the work that we do has helped them, maybe even changed their lives, then I know that I'm doing the right thing. But everything I do, I'm going to be thinking about Dolly and what would Dolly do? What would Dolly do? And I think that's a beautiful way to live our lives.